Hey Facebook, happy Sunday. I hope you're all having an awesome weekend so far. I haven't planned what I'm going to say on this live, but I just know I need to talk about it. I just know I need to say it. And, I'm not going to jump on here. Obviously, you can see by the title, it's around, breaking down your fear of judgment and criticism and what other people think of us. And I'm not going to sit here and say what we always hear and say what we always know. If people criticize you, it's about them. It's never about you. It's always what's being triggered within them. Don't take it personally. We know all of this, right? We hear this all the time. So why does it still affect you? Why does it still get to you? This week in particular, I've been coaching a lot of my clients, and I mentor a lot of women entrepreneurs, right? A lot of women in business who are doing really well, who are starting from scratch, or they're either a few years in. And, I help them get their message out there boldly. I help them become bold. I help them become unapologetically themselves and actually break down that fear barrier that they have around judgment and criticism and what other people think of them. And this week alone, so many of my sessions, the topic has been around this exactly, In particular, one of my gorgeous clients this week got absolutely slammed in a Facebook group that she's in. And, she was unapologetically speaking her truth, sharing her message. I'm just going to say a quick hey guys, if you're here, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Damien from Melbourne, Australia. Awesome. And getting back to my client, she absolutely got hammered. Got slammed in a Facebook group this week. And I was so proud of her because she came back to me and we've had a couple of sessions, right? And in our last two sessions in particular, we got down to why does criticism affect her, right? So this is the first thing you need to look at. It's one thing to know that criticism is always the other person. It's never about us. We know that. Hey, Dana. We know that, right? But you need to look at why does it affect you in the first place? What are you making that criticism mean about you? If you don't know what you're making that criticism mean about you, how are you going to overcome it? You can't, because you don't know what you're making it mean, right? Remember, we attach meaning to everything. And she said to me, obviously she was hurt. It hurts, right? We're human. We have feelings. When people are nasty or rude, it hurts. But here's where it stops becoming paralyzing. She messaged me and said, as much as it hurts, as much as it felt really crap, she said, I'm so grateful for that experience. Number one, because in our session, she understood why the criticism got to her. So she was able to become self-aware enough to recognize what was being triggered for her, what was being brought up for her. And then alongside that, she said, I feel so powerful. She said, I feel so powerful because we were also talking about, your circle and, really, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess looking at your circle and looking at who's in your circle and really reevaluating, the people that you have in there. And when we unapologetically show up as ourselves boldly and we allow ourselves to share our message online and to be bold about that, to be unapologetic about that, to share from a space of truth, right? We are going to trigger people. But here's the beauty in that. The universe will naturally eliminate the people that don't resonate, that don't want to be there. And we know this as well, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I know that there are so many of you out there that aren't showing up as boldly as you know you can be. If you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, I want you to send me the love bombs or comment below. I'm not showing up as boldly as as what I know I could be because I'm afraid of criticism. I want you to leave me that comment below, because here's the truth when it comes to any fear, right? And I'm going to, give you a huge realization here. What I'm about to say here could seriously change your world in a big way. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Here is how you overcome any fear, full stop. This is literally the one thing you need to know. It's to do the very thing you are afraid of. Right? If you're afraid of showing up and having criticism and being judged, then guess what? You need to build resilience around that. You need to show up and you need to be okay with having criticism and being judged and knowing what that feels like and building resilience around that, whilst at the same time having self-awareness to know why it's actually triggering you and why the other person is reacting, right? If you're scared of love, guess what you need to do? You need to open yourself up to love. You need to put yourself in a loving relationship. You need to surround yourself with people that love you. We need to do the very thing that we are afraid of if we are going to overcome it. Guys, there is no secret strategy here to fear. There is no secret strategy to fear. You need to dive head first into fear. Allow yourself to be criticized. Allow yourself to be judged. And guess what? When you can do that, you build the resilience around criticism and judgment. And I'm going to put something here as well, right? I'm going to add something here, something I said to one of my clients on Friday. If you are unavailable for judgment and criticism, it simply will not show up. I'm going to say that again. If you are unavailable for judgment and criticism, it simply will not show up, right? We get what we are available for. Have you ever noticed the people that are afraid of criticism are the ones that get criticized the most every time they put themselves out there? Because they're allowing themselves to be available for it. Now, I'm not saying if you're unavailable for criticism, it will never show up in your world. Sometimes it might. But I can tell you it will be very few and far between. So have a look at what you're actually available for. If you don't want to attract the criticism, Damien says, can I join you? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you don't want the criticism, right, then don't be available for it. Don't be available for the things that you say you don't want. So often we say that we don't want to feel something, we don't want to have something, we don't want to do something, but we haven't consciously made a decision that we aren't actually available for this. Full stop. Period. Right? So if you're unavailable for people that aren't meant to be in your space, declare that. Put that out there in the universe. I am unavailable for people that do not resonate with me. Sometimes they might trickle through and you ask yourself, how the hell did you get in here, right? But I can tell you this is something I do. I'm not available for criticism. I'm not available for judgment. And if that shows up in my space, it's gone very, very quickly because I don't have time for it. I'm not available for it. I am here for a much bigger purpose. I could not care less what Joe Blob thinks about me when I'm here on purpose, right? When I have a whole bunch of you, thousands of you who actually care about what I have to say. I couldn't care what Susan down the road thinks about manifestation or thinks about me or doesn't think about me. Stop making it about you, right? This world is a mirror reflection. And I could not care less whether or not people resonate with me or not. I'm not here to convince people to resonate with me. I'm here for people to decide whether or not they do or don't, and then invite themselves out the door. Sometimes we have to invite them out, but sometimes people will walk themselves out. And that's okay. So, Susie, yes, Dana. So, I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying here. We put so much emphasis on what other people think about us instead of caring what we think about us. And on top of that, instead of caring about the message, the work that we are here to do, and all the people that are missing out because we're making it about us. Because of an unresolved story we have not dug up yet, we've not dealt with yet. If criticism gets to you, it's because you're making it mean something about you. If criticism is in your space, it's because you are allowing it. You are available for it. So stop being available for criticism. Declare that now. Put that out there to the universe. Universe, I am no longer available for people that do not resonate with me. Please ask them to remove themselves from my space. Simple. Simple, right? And the last thing I want you to get from this is you've got to move through whatever you're afraid of, right? You've got to do the very thing that you're afraid of doing in order for it to no longer be a fear of yours anymore. And there is no other way around that. There is no other way around that. I learnt this through having anxiety for a long time, right? So many people dance around, the topic of anxiety and things like that. If you're someone that suffers anxiety, then trying to block it out, trying to ignore it, trying to pretend it's not there is not going to make it go away. We have to sit through that uncomfortable feeling. Okay, what's coming up here? What are the emotions that are being felt? I know I'm safe, I know I'm okay, but I'm going to allow myself to move through this. Nothing's harming me, just like criticism can't harm you. But you've got to move through it. You've got to feel what you don't want to feel, right? Sometimes you've got to have criticism or have that judgment in order for it to not be an issue for you anymore. Exactly like my client experience. And this is the work I do with my clients. I help them get to the core of what is going on, and then we get them going out there, showing up unapologetically so that they build that barrier. Damien says, at the end of the day, you're the one that's got to focus on your life. If you don't care about your health and well-being, no one else is. Exactly, Damien. Spot on. Right? Like I said before, we care so much about what Susan or Joe Blog cares about us instead of what we care about us. Put yourself first. You are the co-creator of your life. You are the co-creator of your reality. You get to decide what you're available for and what you're not available for. You get to decide how you want to run a business. This is going a bit off topic, but it's true. It all matters, right? You get to decide how you want to feel in your relationships. You get to decide how you nourish your body every day. You get to decide how you want your body to feel every day. Stop following everyone else's rules and start tuning in and listen to what you want, right? Damien, I've got to jump off. I'm about to run, actually. I don't have a lot of time, but I just wanted to jump on here and get this message on here. But message me, Damien, if you want to do a live. I'm sure that we can organize something. So send me a message, and we can organize something in the future. Hey, Steve. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Share or tag this live stream with anyone that you think needs to hear this. Whether you're watching a replay or live, if this has helped you, let me know. And on top of this, I'm going to put this out there, right? My Boss Babe Mindset Bootcamp is starting on the 18th of June. I posted about this earlier on. If you want to dig into everything I've just spoken about and so much more around your internal wiring for success and what you need to do, who you need to become, who you need to become in order to be successful, and the mental internal limitations that are in your way, and you want to show up unapologetically, you want to learn how to tap into your intuition in business and share unapologetically and share, how to message, how to share intuitively every day, how to share powerfully, how to grow a 5K, 8K, 10K business per month, doing the internal work. Hey, Lorelei. Hey, Kendall. Then this is for you, right? I cannot tell you how powerful the shifts are that people are having in this program that had in the first round, right? Absolutely incredible. I go through so much. I poured my heart and soul into this program, into the trainings. I go through everything you could possibly think of, every struggle you could possibly have in business internally. I bring it up in this boot camp and I teach you how to overcome it. Every single thing. And I teach you how to create that internal resilience to create a successful business. There's no strategy that I teach. It's the internal stuff. Strategy matters, but that's not my gig. That's not my thing, right? I like teaching the internal stuff because your internal blueprint, if it's not wired for success, you will not get there. And that's exactly what this bootcamp is all about. I wire your internal brain for success. And I've had these women calling clients, create programs, feel confident in their message and exactly what they actually want to do within their business, what they want to teach, who they want to teach. I've helped them pull down those, those barriers around caring about what other people think. They've done lives, they've shown up unapologetically. Like, it's just, honestly, it's one of the best things I've ever created. And you will see into my soul, into my heart. You'll get to be around my energy. It's phenomenal, all right? Strategy is my thing. So is business development. Awesome. Your strategy is important, Damien. It's just not my thing. My thing's definitely the internal stuff. All right, guys, have an awesome rest of your Sunday wherever you are in the world. Message me or comment below if you would like the link to the next round of the Boss Babe Mindset Bootcamp. I am telling you, if you are in business right now and you are struggling, you need to jump on this. There is no ifs or buts about it, because this will move you at a cellular level, and you will, if you show up. I can't guarantee you results, but I can tell you through what the women have been achieving in this boot camp, I can tell you the results speak for itself. All right, so message me if you've got any questions around that or if you want to jump on board. I will chat to you guys all soon. Bye.